All right, let's try to simplify coding as much as we can. We're going to try to simplify it as much as we can. Now, for some of us who still have it confused with something very difficult and something quite massive and unattainable, let's just try to simplify it as much as we can. Now, there are three types of coding languages. Now, I will call it classification or categories of coding languages. We have scripting, programming, and markups, right? Now you can see under scripting we have JavaScript, we have PHP, we have Python, we have Perl, Ruby, and all that. Then under programming, you have C++, Java itself, and Visual Basic, and Go, and the rest of them. Then under markup, we have HTML and the rest of them. And now, this gives us the broad category of what coding languages stand for, because coding languages is actually very, very simple and something that anybody could do. Now, I asked the AI what coding languages is, and it said it's an umbrella term referring to any language used to write software. So whether it is software, whether it is website, whether it's an app, an application, anything that you use to write them is called language, right? It's a big umbrella word. And AI also try to group them into programming language, the one that you can execute. Then you have the scripting language. You also execute scripting language. However, the parameter is not as broad. You use what they call a tiny angle, whereas programming is an old, right? A compiler, as it is called. Then we have the markup. So AI also agree that markup is a language, is a coding language, even though because it is just tags and text, a lot of people tend to look down on it. But when I train coding, I like to start with the least, the most simple, so that you can see how it worked for you. And then you now know, okay, if it worked this way, then I can write the other one that I'll make it run and it's going to work nice as well too. So that is coding languages. Now, what do you use to write code? Now, for markup, you can use a text editor or you can use code editor. The same thing. You can actually use text editor or code editor to write any other code. However, if you use a plain text editor, it's not going to run. That means you cannot execute that program. You can only take it to another environment so that you can see how it look like, right? So we're going to take a look at that. So we have text editor. What are text editors? Now, text editors are things like Notepad, Node++. These are text editors. Well, code editors as well. They are like a visual. We can call a VX Code. That's a Visual Studio Code as a code editor. Now, I actually believe that Visual Studio Code is already an IDE. Only that is a lighter IDE. What are IDEs? IDEs are integrated development environment. That means environment that are properly organized in such a way that it is easy to write code, because it is going to be giving you parameters and helping you to complete stuff, right? So it's going to give you what I call time run. So if you understand this, then you will be able to write code in any environment, whether it is text editor, whether it is a code editor, or whether it is IDE. And don't forget, IDE is integrated development environment. That's an environment that is properly put together for you to develop something. All right. Now, that being said, let's try to see what we can do with Notepad. Let's start with the list, because in my own grouping, I will group Notepad as the least, is the easiest, because it is in every system, Notepad. So if you want to find out where Notepad is on your system, just go to your start button, right? For every system, there is a start. Go to your start, and you can go to the text flyout menu and you look for accessories, right? Accessories, I think everybody should know where this one is. Window accessories, click on that, you are going to see a notepad. This is what a notepad look like. And here is a notepad. So I can open this notepad for us to see what is inside. So I'm going to click to open the notepad. Now, this is what a notepad look like. You can use this notepad to write your code. Now, we're going to revisit the old code we wrote, and we're going to see, or we're just going to use it to write a note very briefly. However, if you write code here, let me just put a code here. It depends on how you save the code. That is what is going to determine the language that it is. Now, here is a code. This code language is started with HTML, right? You can see link. That's the this one is a link CSS file. You can see head. You can see title. Now these are tags and text, like we said. HTML are tags and text, right? Or what rather, all markup are tags and text. And you know what HTML is? It's a hypertext markup language. Now, when you want to save this, you can save it at save as. All right. Then let's say I'm calling it my page. Then you can call it .html. Now that make it an HTML language, right? Make it an HTML language so I can save. So it asked me to override the existing one. Now I've saved it in a certain folder, and this is the folder that I save it in, my page. So if I double click on my page, it's going to open as a web page. You can see already it's showing as a web page. It's going to open as a web page. All right. So it means I just wrote an HTML code, and now it is a web page, just an HTML code on a notepad. However, I want to show you an environment that could be more friendly. So let's go download Notepad++. So I'm going to download a Notepad++. Let's download this very quickly. A Notepad++. So you can just go search for Notepad++ on your browser. Then you click on it to come to this environment that I am in now. So Notepad++, there are different type of Notepad++ right here. So I'm just going to download one of them. So let's download this. All right. So just search for it, Notepad++. I just want you to see the difference between a Notepad++ and normal Notepad. So let's bring this one down. All right. Now, when you finish downloading it, you go look for the environment where it is. Right? You go look for the environment where it is. I think it's right here. Here it is. So I'm going to click to install. Now, this is our Notepad++. So I don't want this beginner's code. I'm going to remove this. So the same code we have on the normal Notepad, let's go and copy it and bring it right here. You can see each of them has a line. You give them title lines so that we can differentiate them, right? So we know different code from another code. So the same way we save the other one, we can save this one as save as. Then we can choose to call it any other name we want to. Okay, so I can call this new code.html. So I'll say. Now you can see the moment I save it as HTML, it started recognizing all the code that are written here, all the tags, and differentiate the tags from the text. So and also differentiate the link. So we can do a new one. Here we can write our CS code here. So the same, you can save it as, let's call it new page CSS or new code, or yes, new code .css. Whatever extension you use in saving it, that becomes the extension. So you can see here it also highlighted them, the tags from the normal text. So that is it. Now let's try others. Now you can choose to use a little bit heavier code editor, or what I call it a lighter IDE. And you already know what IDE is, integrated developmental environment. So just go and search for Visual Studio, or what we call the VS Code. So I'm going to come here and write VS Code. Let's search for VS Code, and you can see right here. So if I click here, it's going to bring me right here. So I can click on this to download. Now I already have my downloaded. So when you click on this, it's going to download into your system. And when you are done installing, you will find an environment like this. Now, right? Some environment like this. So let's just try to explain this interface, then we can move on. Now here you can write code, beautiful ones, the one that are actually what to call integrated. They are friendly. They help you complete your lines of tags and code before you even finish. And you can write any code from here and run it right here. So this is owned by Microsoft. It's called VS Code, Microsoft VS Code, what's called Visual Studio Code. Now, this first one here is where you actually start your exploring. That's where you explore whatever you have here. And here is the search button, and here, right here, is the control source where you get all the control angle on it. Then here that's where you run and debug. Then here is the extensions where you can actually bring anything in here to support what you're already doing, right? So you can bring in Python here. You can bring in any of those support extension into this place. Then this is your profile. Here is your settings. So if you want to start something right here, you can just come and click new, or you can open to bring in something you already have, or you can clone a JIT from your repository, right? Or you can do your cloning here. So, or you can create an entire new workspace from here. So let's click on new and see what we get. Let's try to call this HTML. So built-in, let's check that. So we're going to save it somewhere in the file. You remember we have a file that we're using here. I think it's somewhere here. File that we use. No, not this. All right, we call it web design. So we can call this our HTML file. We just click on create. It's going to bring us here. So here we can use the same HTML that we just started, and I'll paste this. So this is our entire code. You can see it separated it the way it did with what is it called? Note++, right? Separate the tags from the text. It did the same thing right here. So let's split the screen. So this is our screen. We'll split the screen. So here we need to save. Oh, sorry. Let's split the screen. So if once you see this button, it means you need to save. So we can actually go to, so we have auto save. So we can put it on auto save so that everything we do right here will save itself. Let's look at online code pen where we can actually write code online. So you can sign up for free. This is where you can actually write code online. So for those of you who are asking me, I have a smartphone, where do I write code? I think you can use this to write your own code online. Let's try to sign up very quickly. You sign up for free. So I'm going to use my Gmail to sign up. All right. Okay, let's go. These are doc type. You can write both CSS. You can write. So it's just try to walk me through it. This is the previewer. This is the JavaScript. All of them are here. You can see this is what it did. This is the CSS color, and this is the HTML. Let's just use what is here. This is the HTML that is right here, and this is the Java that gave life to this. So the three of them are working together to make this look the way it looks. All right. So this is executor. So you can save it to cloud if you choose to, and you can write your code here. You can click here to title the code and save it. You can open a new console and keep writing your code. So with this, you can learn your code online. All right. Step by step, you can learn your code online. Then if you want to use AI, now you can use what we call Replit.com. Replit.com already have what we call agent here. Agent help you to write your code, not just your code, everything from scratch to having a full app. So you can start here by describing your app, then you can execute the code, and it will write the full code for you, and you copy it, and that is it. All right. So from zero to hero, you can actually use this. So I started by showing you the normal Notepad. Then we went from normal Notepad to Notepad++. From there to VS Code. Then from VS Code, we came online so that you can be able to write code online using what we call codepen.io. And if you don't, if you want to go further with AI, you can go to Replit.com, right? Replit.com can help you with the new agent. As a matter of fact, everybody is installing agent right now into their different IDE, right? They are doing that right now. Everyone is doing that, but these guys are ahead of everyone. So you can actually create a new app from source just by using this Replit.com. Now, you can decide that Grok should write your code for you, and Grok is very good in writing code. All right. So, for example, this is Grok. It's grok.com. So you can open a new chat and just write a very powerful prompt and ask Grok to write a code for you. And if you want to know how to write powerful prompt, you can just check my video on AI masterclass, and I describe using a certain formula called RISES to write powerful prompt that are irresistible. So that is how you do it. You can actually move from 0 to hero just by following the step that we lay down. Don't forget, you can write code with Notepad or Notepad++ or VS Code or codepen.io or Replit, or eventually you can actually ask Grok to do that for you. So guys, if you are seeing this for the first time and you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please subscribe, because every Thursday we put training here that will help you in the tech world, because that is where we are right now. So thank you guys so much. I see you in my next class.